Nina, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Lynch?
Here.
Member Collins?
Here.
Member Lewis?
Here.
Member Young Johnson?
Here.
Member Williams?
Here.
We have the approval of minutes. Are there any in there, or do we need to? Okay. Did everybody get a chance to look at them?
Madam Mayor, can we just take a minute to look at these since we just got them?
If you want to look at your computer.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from September 12th.
I second.
We have motion and second to approve the minutes. Is there any questions? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Unfinished business CNG vehicle and NOFA grant requests.
Hello, members.
Hello, Randy.
So we had a slight increase from the last meeting that we had with our proposal. I resubmitted it to Sourcewell through the company Best Equipment that had originally proposed this. So the price went up to about $18,000 on the price of the total of the 4 trucks. So that brings the new price to about $1,897,928 for 4 brand-new Labrie Automizer right-hand sanitation trucks. Again, I just want to remind the board that this is going to be helped purchased through the NOFA grant, which is an 80-20 match. So each truck would equivalently, at the end of day, once we get this all said and done and all the money's exchanged, each truck would be about $135,000 to the city cost. So I'm asking the board to consider this approval. One other thing I wanted to add was that I don't know if this is on or not. One other thing I wanted to add was we're going to go to the redevelopment commission to possibly help fund some of this. That will be reviewed this Thursday, possibly. So I'm asking the board from our last meeting, because we were concerned about funding and the city coming up with 100% of this. The NOFA grant, I want to explain, 80% of that comes back to the city within 30 days. So once the city comes up with the total amount and has purchased the trucks, within 30 days, we get 80% back through the grant. So we would have to, the city would have to figure out the 20% funding.
And when would that be due, Randy?
That will be due when the trucks arrive, which is over a year. So once we get this agreement approved, I could order the trucks. The trucks will be built. It takes a little about 12 to 18 months for these to arrive. And once they arrive, that's when payment is due.
Thank you, Randy. I just want to clarify a couple things for the board. Yes, I know we had a discussion that trying to get the RDC involved to help cash flow this particular project. Certainly, we want to do everything to try to take advantage of this NOFA grant. It's a great opportunity. So I guess what we're going to be asking the RDC to do, and if I'm not right, please, AJ or Randy, correct me. We're going to ask the RDC to pay that initial invoice, right, of $1,897,928.
Yes, I would also ask our legal to bring up an agreement between the city and the RDC.
Okay. And then what time period then would we get the 80% back to us after we make that payment?
That would be within 30 days.
30 days, okay. And then we'd have to figure out a way to finance the balance, which is $135,000 per vehicle, once they're delivered. And that amount is due on, when the trucks are delivered, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. So all of this, if we approve this today, is contingent upon the RDC agreeing to these terms, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. I don't know if anybody else has any comment or questions, but I just wanted to clarify what's on the table.
Attorney Whitten, do you want to comment on that?
No, I don't think so. I think that it's been pretty well said. It will require an agreement between the RDC and the city. You know, and the terms of that can be discussed with the RDC when we get in front of them. I mean, it is a great opportunity to get replacement vehicles that are environmentally better suited for our citizenry and with some funding, third-party funding. So I think it's a great opportunity, and I think that if we can work out the terms with the RDC, it can be something that really is a great benefit.
Would that be considered like a short-term loan, or what would you call that?
That is a question for the RDC. It could be that. It could be a loan with some short or long-term, but I want to think about the terms of that.
And AJ, you're aware of that, right? You've already talked to them about that.
I've spoken not to the full membership. I think once we have, like the, I think once we have the framework of the agreement in place, we'll be able to share that with the members of the redevelopment commission. And if that's the action of the Board of Works today, we'll revise the RDC agenda, add this matter to the agenda for consideration on Thursday.
And if you're going to move forward and approve this, then I would certainly have a couple of contingencies involved with it. One is that RDC approval, and maybe, and I don't know the timing of all this, but you could authorize the mayor to sign the MOU on behalf of the Board of Works, also contingent upon my creation and review of the documents.
Amy, did you have a question?
So this is within the scope of the RDC?
Well, I wouldn't say it's okay if it wasn't. So yes, it is. I think this is something that could reach into their authority and ability, yes. I mean, it's up to them whether they want to do it, obviously. That's really the question. I mean, and there's been lending in between the RDC and the city before, so it's not a creature of first impression. And I've seen this in other communities. And arguably, the purchase of these vehicles has some impact on, you know, RDC-controlled areas. It's not like we're building a, you know, shack on the south side of town. It's something that I think reaches into their benefit. If that, does that answer your
Well-
question, Jamie?
Yeah, you say it's okay?
Yeah.
If you say that's within their scope, I think so. Well, we have an attorney.
And Jamie, the street department is in the allocation area, just to let you know that. So that happened while I was on the council, so that whole area is part of the TIP. Are there any other questions?
Not from me.
So I just want to point out another thing, that when I came on the council, quite a while ago, we paid landfill fees out of there. We did not get reimbursed. This is reimbursable. This money's gonna go out, and in 30 days,
80% will come back.
80% will come back. So it's not like in years past where we paid bills, the RDC paid bills, and it wasn't paid back. So, I mean, I think this is the beauty of this, it's getting paid back, so.
So the RDC will be paid back the $550 with the
I think really that goes to my kind of cryptic answer earlier to the mayor. It's what the RDC is willing to do. So I don't know. It may be that they say, don't pay us anything back. It may say, pay us all this 20% or 80% or whatever the heck it is, 80% upon receipt from the grant, and then the other 20% over a time, determined period. I don't know. But I think that we can work that through the RDC, at least from that side of the story.
Yeah, I would hope that the entire 80% goes back to the RDC if they're willing to, fund this project on the front end. I don't think it's unfair to ask that. In fact, I'd put that in the motion.
Well, my question was the other, not just the 80%, but the 20% as well.
Yeah, and I think that's the real question, Jamie. There may be some options to, if the RDC is willing to spread out the 20% over a time period that we pay that back, so we're not strapped financially. I would want them to get the entire amount back over, and the 80% within 30 days, and then the balance of $135,000 per vehicle, maybe over a longer time period.
But, so did we approve this before, but now we're coming back because each truck is 18,000 more?
No, the total
No, you
amount
didn't.
was
You didn't approve
18,000
it.
overall.
Yeah, no, it was, I think we were concerned about the funding source, so we kind of held back. But, and maybe to clarify my answer earlier, because it was a little confusing or confused, yes, Scott, I assume the 80% certainly would go back to the RDC. My question was, how does the RDC want to treat the other 20%? Is it a grant? Is it a loan? What was, at least in a cursory fashion, intimated to me after the last meeting was contemplated to be a short-term loan for the other 20, but we can get a little deeper into the weeds with the RDC and see what they're willing to do.
And all of those details, whatever they may be, will be placed in that agreement that will be drawn up.
Yes, that's correct, and I think that, and to Jamie's point, I'll make sure that it passes legal muster. I won't have him do it. It's been a bit since we've done this, so I'll make sure that it's okay.
All right, I make a motion that we allow Randy to move forward with this NOFA grant for these 4 CNG vehicles. With the terms of the agreement between the Board of Works and the RDC or the Civil City, whatever is the appropriate entities, that this agreement be contingent upon the RDC's approval at their meeting this Thursday, that we also contingent upon the mayor signing off on behalf of the Board of Works, and it passes legal muster with with Mr. Whitten.
A second.
We have motion and a second. I have one last question. These trucks are going to cost $135,000 each. What would they normally cost?
Well, we priced out a normal refuge truck without the CNG option, and that was a little over $400,000 apiece, which there are no grants available. Through the NOFA grant, these trucks are about $474,482 each. So the NOFA grant considerably knocks that down to about $135,000 apiece with the CNG option.
Substantial savings. I mean,
Yes.
that NOFA grant is really awesome. And I think you said that stretches out to 2028?
Yes, the NOFA grant through NERC is approximately about a 4 to 5 year agreement. So the 2028, some of that funds, I think the total funds is about 5.3 million spread over that period of time with different equipment purchases and also CNG projects through the city.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, Nina, would you do a roll call, please?
Mayor Lynch?
Yes.
Member Collins?
Yes.
Member Lewis?
Yes.
Member Young Johnson?
Yes.
Member Williams?
Yes?
Thank you, Nina. New business, we have a special event request for Champion Force Athletics.
Hi,
Good
I'm
morning.
Vanessa from Champion Force Athletics. We are asking to do a tag day to help with our gym purchasing equipment and our athletes to lower their costs for competition coming up in July in Biloxi, Mississippi.
And are you aware of the policies regarding children out and,
Yes,
well, off to the side, only adults?
yes,
And also, will you have language or T-shirts or something to identify yourself?
yes. We will have all our parents and athletes wearing our team T-shirts or their uniforms.
So you'll be clearly identified so people know who you are.
Yes.
Does anybody else have any questions?
I'll make a motion, we approve the tag day for Champion Fourth Athletics and Cheerleading for October 7th.
A second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any further questions? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, we have On the Rocks Outdoor Festival. Good morning.
Good morning to the board and Madam Mayor. Some of you I know personally, some I do not. My name is Kurt Witham, Portage High School graduate, worked in the town for years. This is Robin Bender, owner of On the Rock Sports Bar, Decibels Entertainment Venue, and JRM Furniture in Portage. We are here asking the board's permission or blessing to put on an outdoor event for the city of Portage with the city of Portage. We are looking to use the green space, that is where the parking was at for the 4th of July area, to put on a large headliner name event or concert in the city of Portage. We'd like to bring this to the city. We want to see the city do well. This is a very large event. We've talked to some major artists. We want to put on a family-friendly event in this space. We have been in talks with, but until we get any type of permission, we really can't go forward with anybody else. But Kelly Clarkston, Gwen Stefani, and Blake Shelton, we've been on the phone with them. Their camps are ready to go. We just need to lock in dates. We would like to do this event. Beginning of summer would be in the month of June. Not an exact date because we really don't have that far yet to go. We have looked at the space available. We've actually did some drawings, which we'll hand out to the board afterwards, but we'll hold them up or we'll show you, like this one here. We've calculated the space out, which would be, let's see if that makes sense, yeah, which would be in front of the rocks in the green space. There's 74,000 square feet of green space. We're hoping that we can, in this area, we can get anywhere from 10 to 14,000 individuals for a standing festival. That's including stage, everything else in the area. We'd like to put up a beer garden. Everything would be fenced off. We would have security. Obviously, this would be something we'd have to work with the city with for EMS, police, fire, just to make sure everybody's safe. The total area that would be fenced off would be about 86,000 square feet. So we look at this space. We'd like to bring an event into the city. You know, we look at the Porter County Fair sells out 10,000 tickets for some lower acts within a day. You got Popcorn Fest, which brings 120,000 people to downtown, Valparaiso in a day. We love to draw and bring a draw into the city. I grew up in the city. This is my town. We want to have an event. And there's events that go on in the city that we all back. But we'd like to bring something in that could turn into an annual or reoccurring event of some type, having a big event. We're calling it, we'd love to call it Portage, was it Rocks and Roll Festival, or Rocks and Roll Summer Concert. Bringing it in, we could have backing from the city. If the city backed it, it could turn into many things. We used to watch the city, used to have carnivals all the time, and bringing the people in. We think we could really draw anywhere from 12 to 14,000 people, which could bring in a significant revenue stream in for the city for a one-day event. If you're looking at hotels, gas stations, foods, not even counting Ubers or Lyft drivers that would be involved, we really think it would go well. We're looking at sponsorship packets from local businesses. We love to promote our town. So obviously we would reach out, and that's what I think you have in front of you, like a sponsorship pack that we put together. Reaching out to our local businesses to get them involved, advertising for them. An event like this would do a draw. You know, we've already at Decibels brought in bigger names, Pauly Shore, Bobcat Goldthwait, other people like that, and sold out the events. So we're bringing bigger names, and they may not be superstars, but we're bringing the names into the town, and people are recognizing it. And we have people coming from Michigan, Illinois, all over the place to come to the events. So we are really, really looking to see if we can get the city's permission or blessing to put on a really nice family-friendly event. And there's a lot of planning, and we've done a lot of it preempt to get it out of the way, looking at all the costs involved. The ones that would lose would be us. We're looking at, it's about $1 million to $1.5 million investment on our end to put this event on. It's not a small undertaking to do so. But our biggest thing would be to promote our city. We want to do this. We don't want to do it anywhere else. We want to do it in the city of Portage. We think it would be a great thing to have. It's a space that's used. We have parking that we've figured out just in the general area. You could get anywhere from 450 to 500 cars there. But you look at that and say, would parking be a problem? Well, Popcorn Fest, they park everywhere. They park everywhere they could possibly get an opportunity to park. We could utilize Willow Creek, Portage High School. We would even do shuttles and stuff to bring people into the city to try to get people to this event. But we want it family friendly. We want to make sure people have a good time, and maybe it's something they remember us by, which could be a start of something that could turn into something that the city gets behind and turns it into whatever they want. So I guess our goal is just to ask the board their thoughts, their recommendations, and see what they think of this. Robin, you have anything?
Oh, you said quite enough.
Okay. Oh,
I'm
but
sorry,
rambling, I was just trying to get it all out.
I didn't catch your name.
My name is Kurt Witham. Witham. Yes. Is that with a C or K? K-I. Yeah, like dirt with a K. I don't know what she was thinking that day, but Mom spelled it a little different. I never found a pencil with my name on it.
So, Kirk, you are Event Rebel Productions?
I'm with them, yes. Robin's the owner.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
yes.
Well, I think that a couple things come to mind, and I'm sure the other board members have similar concerns. You know, an event of this size, the logistics, traffic control, you know, just protection, EMS, police, fire, you know, all those things are extremely important. Otherwise, it could get out of hand and be
100%.
chaotic and be in an event we wish we wouldn't have endorsed. So personally, I guess I'd like to see more details of this event. I know that when you're going out to book the names that you mentioned, you can't do that last minute. You need some time
Right.
to book the acts. On the surface, it sounds exciting, and I understand and appreciate your interest to bringing an event of this magnitude to the city, but personally, I need to have more details
Okay.
on how the logistics, parking, traffic control, you know, emergency services, and, you know, obviously working very closely with our police and fire chiefs and the mayor's office, to me is extremely important.
100%.
We have renderings. We did aerial photos and had everything overlaid. I can bring these up to you. I mean, there's several papers, from different views. So you can pass them all down if you wanted to as you're looking at them, but it shows the parking area. It even shows where the stage is gonna be, their personal vehicles for the artists. EMS would be along the back of the stage. We had to get the permission to use the space first before we could go any farther, but absolutely, we need to work with police, fire, EMS.
And we could
Have
put
you
up.
done that yet? Have you met with
No.
public
This
safety
was our
officials?
first step. Well, our first step was actually trying to see if these artists would be interested. And we do have an interest showing from both camps, from Kelly Clarkson and from Gwen Stefani, but we had to change the name. Originally, we were gonna call it Rocks Fest because we were the ones putting it on. But they did not want to be involved in a bar-sponsored festival, so we decided to change it and include the city of Portage in it. So now we're calling it Portage Rocks and Roll Fest, or Summer Concert.
I think to follow up on what Scott was saying, I think we'd be more comfortable, because this is a large event,
100%.
if we had more details about your meetings with public safety, fire and police, just so we have up front, before we approve it, that it's, I'm not gonna say it's not workable, but just to make sure that we do have a plan to address that many people.
Okay. We can put something together. We'd love to. Like, we could write it all out, outline it, what we've thought. I mean, we've been planning this for months, even to come in front of the board to discuss this, because it's not a little event. It's a big deal. If something goes wrong, it could be terribly wrong. We're hoping it
Dan,
goes.
is this something where there'd be a liability policy required, or how does that work?
Yeah, they're gonna have some insurance, but
We've already priced event
Yeah.
insurance on this.
So AJ, that's redevelopment property there? So they would need to come before us on the redevelopment as well, right?
Yes, the property that was described in the presentation is owned by the redevelopment commission, so the redevelopment commission will have a role in the approval, or at least some consult.
Okay.
I would be interested to know fire chief and the police chief, prior to the board even making a decision, to be able to meet, to iron out some of those details so we can get more information and get our chief's input on.
Okay. We can do that.
We
want
were
this-
told that this was supposed to be our first step in this with the city.
Yeah. So we came to you guys for guidance, is what we were trying to do.
yeah, you're gonna want, because it's a special event. You're gonna wanna come here first. This was a good first stop. I think the thought of the RDC was just to let you know that at some point, you're gonna have a stop there.
Right.
But I think you probably ought to iron out the public safety stuff with this board.
Okay.
Are you interested in seeing the renderings? I mean, I can bring them up. I like pictures. You like pictures? I like pictures.
Even when we had 4th of July, which we've had, I think last year, like almost 8,000 people.
Yeah.
We worked for months with the police and fire
100%.
and street department. Because there's a lot of things that have to happen and
Right.
be completely, everybody has to be comfortable with before we would
Right.
do that. So those meetings would have to be ongoing
And we
before
will
this
proceed with
event.
those. We just wanted to kind of get this
Yeah.
first out, and
Yeah.
those are things, we didn't even know if it was even worth our time to do that yet.
Originally, we were looking at the Porter County Fairgrounds, and we thought, why would we do that since we are all here? Why not bring something like this to the city of Portage and bring the name of Portage out to everybody? I mean, we are known kind of as a sleepy little city, a bedroom city. A lot of other cities around here have big festivals. Why not us?
And we would love to, like I said, if this worked and everybody was in agreement, and we have everybody on page, and believe me, I'm a detailed person, we want to make sure every I's, dotted and T's crossed. But there's so much space there as well that the city could utilize along with this concert. We don't want the city to lose on anything, we want the city to win, that's the whole goal. And after the first one, maybe the city looks at us and go, wow, this was great, let's turn it into something. We've got the park space, we got the venue there, we've got everything there alongside of us that could turn into a bigger event. But we will get our ducks in a row. We will move forward now with talking with the appropriate entities with the city, putting some plans together on paper to give to you as a board, and hopefully come back with the next one. Or can we forward this information off to the board beforehand and instead of waiting till the next meeting, or is there things we can do to?
Are you talking about redevelopment?
Yeah.
We have a meeting on Thursday. I don't know what AJ's got on his agenda. I mean, maybe it's a little premature until you get a little more organized,
Okay.
but, yeah.
Are those once a month?
They're the 4th Thursday of the month at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
And if you've got documentation you want the board to see in advance, you certainly can provide that. You don't have to.
Okay.
What kind of documentation are you needing?
Like the planning of everything, just kind of,
Yeah, some of the stuff that was discussed here today, anything else you think might be
Okay.
Worthy of further discussion.
We'll put
One other-
together like schedule of events, what we think the day is gonna go, how it's gonna work, entities involved. I mean, from our end alone, we've already tried to plan out, there's probably gonna be anywhere from 80 to 100 employees on our end helping oversee this event. That's just from us, that would be underneath our payroll.
And
So-
I would also include in that the discussions that maybe you have with police and fire chiefs.
Okay,
And is there going to be a fee for individuals to attend this concert?
yeah, it's gonna be a paid event, it's gonna be a ticketed event.
What do you-
So
where
it's
do
about
you think-
$100 a ticket is what we're looking at right now.
100?
Yeah. And that could change, but it all depends on artist costs in the end. And the artist costs vary from hundreds of thousands of dollars per artist, depending on what they want to do. So that fee could go down, or that's just an average as of right now. Which isn't that bad for a major artist.
The likes of this area has not seen. You can't get one of these big artists, this big of an artist, unless you go to Chicago.
We wouldn't have came here if we, it was very amazing to us that we've been in talk with the camps, and we've been back and forth with both camps, a lot. But now we're at a stalemate, that's what we're saying, we're kind of holding, on a holding pattern until we get further. So we will put more plans together, get in front of the other board, talk with our fire and police here in Portage, and then I guess we will come back again and see what we can do.
Don't forget streets, because I think some people forget about them.
Yep, they're on our list.
And they are the ones that will put up barricades and do things like that.
Yeah.
So Randy and his guys and trash cans, and there's a lot of little things that people don't think about
Yeah.
that our street department ends up doing,
Yeah,
so.
one of our other members, Chuck Helmick, is going to be helping us with that part and working close with everybody. So,
Okay. And don't leave our Parks Department out either. I mean,
100%.
you know, they don't own that property there, but they somehow always get brought into that. So we just need to make sure that everybody's involved in the city.
100%.
Thanks.
Well, this is a positive. I don't see any like big pushback. I see some smiles on some faces. So hopefully we can come back and get approvals for whatever boards we need to do this with. So we appreciate you guys so much. God bless.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're looking forward to hear what you have put together.
Thank you so much. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for your time today.
Okay, we have the PEP on Light Up the Boards. Do we need to make a motion on that, Dan, or is that just information?
This street is informational.
Yeah,
Hi. Hi, good board, good morning. I'm Norma Lavoy with the Portage Event Partnership, and I am coming to get permission for us to do our annual, it's our fourth annual event, Light Up the Gourds. It's, if you're not familiar with it, it's an illuminated walking trail that we have jack-o'-lanterns all along the trail in Imagination Glen Park. We have talked with the park department, street department, police department to check about traffic and everything. So I think, you know, we've got everything in order and what we have. We've done this, like I said, for 4 years. We have a special hour for sensory individuals and sensory seniors from 5 to 6, and then we're open to the general public 6:30 to 9:30. It's Imagination Glen Park. We're going to have the ROTC helping us. We're going to have a couple of food trucks there. We won't be doing any kind of like trunk or treat or anything. We did try that in the past, but just with the traffic flow and the amount of area we have, it's not really feasible. So I'd just like to get your permission to go ahead and continue planning this event. And we also have a community carving night that we started last year. It was very successful. We started out with 50 pumpkins, and PEP supplies the pumpkins, and we just have 50 people come to the shed there, the shelter at Imagination Glen, and we have them carve their stuff, and then we have them walk them over to the trail and place them over there, so that way their stuff will be featured. And that was really well attended. Last year we had our 50. This year I know we already have some RSVP, so we're still taking applications for both. If anybody likes to carve, we have a flyer and information. I have applications here for if you have wanted to look at those or have any questions. I'm happy to help.
I know this is a very successful event. Thank you to Portage Event Partnership in putting this on. So I make a motion to approve this event request for this year's Light Up the Gorge.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? I just want to say probably 500 kiddos came through there last year.
Oh, yes, we have.
And it's really a fun time, and it's very safe. There's a lot of, people around supervision, so our children are safe, and it's just a fun thing for them.
Yes, we
So
have.
Norma, I have a question. If like last year, some of us put our vehicles in there and we passed out candy from there, are we doing that again this year, or?
Well, I've had some organizations approach, and we said we're not really going to do like a large trunk or treat thing, but PEP will have a vehicle parked there, and we will be handing out some sort of a treat bag to the kids, but we're not going to have nothing but. It'll be 3 food trucks, and then we'll be there if there's somebody else that would like to come, and like Portage Youth Commission might have a little table out there just to hand out some information, or just to help us, just to decorate and make the mood of the parking lot look a little bit, kind of festive for the holiday.
So the only thing I would ask is if we ask the park department, because I remember last year and the year before, the food trucks were very successful, but people didn't have anywhere to sit down to eat their food. They were walking around trying to handle the food that they just got and nowhere to sit. So I see the superintendent of the parks is here, so I was wondering if I could put her on the spot and say, we need some picnic benches or something there.
Well, we have the shelter that's right there. It is a little bit, and it's not lit,
Yeah.
so yeah, I understand, yeah. So that's
But if we
something we
could
can
get
chalk.
some seating there, I think it would help out. People just
Okay.
got their food and then they didn't know what to do with it.
Right, I know we've addressed the garbage situation before and had them, put extra cans out, but yeah, that's something that we can look into, definitely.
Okay, we have a
Okay.
motion and a second. Are there any further questions? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. And get
Thank you
your
very
gourds
much.
going, everyone.
Yes,
It's a
yes.
fun thing.
Contact me if you want to carve some pumpkins.
Yes. So we now have Portage Parks and the Harvest Fest coming up.
Yes, me. Yeah, we need lots of pumpkins, so if everybody in here wants to carve a few, definitely contact Norma. So Harvest Festival's coming up Saturday, October 7th. I'm sorry I didn't come here sooner, but I would like to block off Adam Harding Way, just like Bacon Fest from the Bay down to Main Street, block off the police up to, block the alley right there to their entrance. I'm going to be placing crafters there. No food trucks this time. Food trucks are going to stay in the circle. A little bit smaller festival, but the goal is to get as many crafters down there as possible. It's a harvest festival, more of a family environment. I have a kids zone going down there, no beer garden, live music all day. As of now, I have like over 60 crafters. So, yeah, which is awesome. We have room for more than 60, yeah. I'm taking all I can get. That's right. Well, we have a whole circle down there, so the goal is to fill it all up.
Amy, the Kids Zone, is that the same company that the last few festivals with the bounce
Yes,
house and
it's
the paid
Cooper's
tickets?
Rentals. They do a wristband charge. It's $10. They get unlimited jumping, and then they get like a one rock wall climb, and then if they want additional, it's $2. They're going to have a big, huge pumpkin bounce house out there, and then like a corn, it looks like corn stalks. They had that at Bacon Fest. It's a big, huge bounce house. Yeah. Lots of things happening.
You had a great Bacon Fest, too, a great turnout. It was a wonderful
Yes,
event.
it was a good year to
Good
come
job.
back. We had, well, City took it over this year, and so we haven't had it since 2019 down there, so it was a good year. A lot of food trucks sold out, and crafters sold out, and everything was really good. Beer garden, it was flowing, and so it was really good down there.
It was good. I spent quite a penny on wristbands at the Fun Zone, I gotta tell you, my 7-year-old, so.
Yes.
That's nice.
There's a riding bull down there, all kinds of fun.
I'll make a motion, we approve the Harvest Festival for October 7th.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion, questions for Amy? If not, good luck, Amy. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. There you go, Gertie. Okay, we are going to recommended pay app, number 4 on 2023 street paving.
Yeah, good morning, Mayor, members. Before you, for consideration of approval this morning is contractor's pay app number 4. This is the 2023 paving project with Milestone Construction. It releases retainage on work already performed by Milestone. It would be staff's recommendation to approve pay app number 4 in the amount of $46,265.10.
I'm just making sure I heard correctly, this is work that's already been completed.
Yes, it's releasing retainage on work that's already been completed, yes.
Make a motion, we approve pay app number 4 in the amount of $46,265.10.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. We now have the opening of bid quotes for street light maintenance and traffic signal maintenance.
Yes, we'll be opening 2 bid packages this morning. The first will be for annual traffic signal maintenance. We did only receive 1 bid. The bid was received from Midwestern Electric LLC, 1620 East Chicago Avenue, East Chicago, Indiana, 46312. Again, this bid is from Midwestern Electric. The traffic signal maintenance unit price is $124. Scheduled work for signal group lamp replacement is $390 per unit. Scheduled work for conflict monitor testing is $285 per unit. And the scheduled work for annual inspection is $280. Labor, skilled labor straight time is $96. Skilled labor overtime is $144, and skilled labor double time is $192. Equipment, service truck is $20 per unit per hour. A 30-foot bucket truck is $30 per hour, and a 45-foot bucket truck is $50 per hour. And the locating service is $4 per linear foot. It'd be staff's recommendation to take this under advisement, which will allow staff and legal counsel an opportunity to review.
I make a motion that we take this contract for Midwestern Electric LLC services under advisement for staff's review and legal review.
We have motion and a second. Are there any questions? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 The second bid opening we have this morning is for street light maintenance. The first bid was received from Midwestern Electric LLC, 1620 East Chicago Avenue, East Chicago, Indiana, 46312. Again, this quote is from Midwestern Electric. Routine maintenance, skilled labor, straight time, $96 an hour. Routine maintenance, service truck, $20 per hour. Routine maintenance, 30-foot bucket truck, $30 per hour. Routine maintenance, 45-foot bucket truck, $50 per hour. Non-routine maintenance, skilled labor, straight time, $96 per hour. Non-routine maintenance, skilled labor, overtime, $144 per hour. Non-routine maintenance, skilled labor, double time, $192. Non-routine maintenance, service truck, $20 per hour. Non-routine maintenance, 30-foot bucket truck, $30 per hour. Non-routine maintenance, 45-foot bucket truck, $50 per hour. And the locating service is $4 per linear foot. The second bid received for street light maintenance was received from Circle R Electric, P.O. Box 130. They're at 5740 Central Avenue, Portage, Indiana. Again, this bid is from Circle R Electric. Routine maintenance, skilled labor, straight time, $92 per hour. Routine maintenance, service truck, $13 per hour. Routine maintenance, 30-foot bucket truck, $27 per hour. Routine maintenance, 45-foot bucket truck, $49 per hour. Non-routine maintenance, skilled labor, straight time, $92 per hour. Non-routine maintenance, skilled labor, overtime, $138 per hour. Non-routine maintenance, skilled labor, double time, $168 per hour. Non-routine maintenance, service truck, $13 per hour. Non-routine maintenance, 30-foot bucket truck, $27 per hour. Non-routine maintenance, 45-foot bucket truck, $49 per hour. And the locate service is $1.15 per linear foot. It'd be staff's recommendation to take the bids for streetlight maintenance and locates under advisement, allowing staff and legal counsel an opportunity to review them for recommendation at a subsequent meeting.
Make a motion that these two bids for streetlight maintenance and locates be taken under advisement from staff and legal counsel.
We have motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, AJ. Item number 4, please remove from your agenda as we won't be hearing that today. Do we have any more from you, AJ?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Bulk item appeals. Do we have any bulk item appeals? Oh, good, thank you. We have claims.
I make a motion that we approve the claims for $325,784.06.
I second.
We have a motion and a second, or are there any other questions? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Attorney Witten, do we have any major illness claims?
Why, we certainly do, Madam Mayor. I have reviewed and signed 4 of the MI leave requests.
I make a motion to approve the 4 major illness claims.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. We don't discuss that.
Aye.
Aye.
Is there any other business to come before this board? I believe Chief Wilkening has something to bring to us.
Thank you. My apologies for not having this on the agenda. However, we just got the final numbers yesterday, so we didn't know when we were going to get them. It's been several months trying to get this, just because it's so hard to get numbers for a new chassis, as Superintendent Reeder can attest to. We're running to order another ambulance. This is basically an information. I'll have everything sent to you and all the information and stuff. We want to buy it through the it's HGAC bid process. It's the Houston Galveston Co-op is what we're part of. It's a state bid, so I will be forwarding the stuff to Attorney Witten to make sure it falls within a state bid, so that way we don't have to do the sealed bids. It's for $520,000. And delivery is estimated at late 2026. So we're looking at 3 years in order to get it. So what this will be purchased out of is the EMS non-reverting funds. So that's the funds that we have. So we won't be asking the city for any additional funds for this. It'll just come right out of this. We have most of the money now. However, in the 3 years, we'll have more than enough. And in the coming future, we're also going to be asking to do another ambulance remount, which also, the chassis take 3 years to get, so we're 3 years behind. Fortunately, with these ambulances that we have, they're very heavy duty, so they do last. So we have the ability to make them last for a while, so that way we can go the 3 years. But we do need to get them on board now.
You're just asking for...
I'm just letting you know right now that I will be coming to you, so I don't need any approval or anything, but once we'll be sending you all the information, and we'll be looking for approval the next meeting, just to give you guys a heads up and to let Attorney Witten know.
Will this be our 4th ambulance?
Well, we have 4 ambulances now.
Okay.
And we have 3 in service and 1 backup.
Okay.
And then what this will do is, this will replace the backup, but then we're going to take the backup and also rechassis it.
Okay.
So there may come a time where we will have 5 ambulances, and then that way we'll have 3 in service, and then we can put 2 in reserve, because, you know, they do, with all their idiosyncrasies, they tend to break quite a bit, so. All right. I'll see you next meeting.
Thanks, Randy. Is there any other business to come before this board? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everyone. Have a wet day.